After all these videos I shared with you about dancing, there is a special type or a style of dance all of us love very much. It captivated our heart, and of course, we love it very much, as I told you, which it is Baladi dance. All of you know exactly that. Baladi dance began in Egypt from Egyptian women, and they perform it inside their houses in the beginning. Then later, we spread it everywhere, all over the world. All of us love very much to perform this dance on the stage, and all of us love watching this type of dance or this special style of dance too. This dance has some points I would like to talk with you about and to explain to you exactly how it comes from and how it became like this way. Most of us here in Egypt, especially women, love very much to perform it in front of their friends, their families, in celebrations, in many places. And I'm always say that this type of dance looks like a measurement. We can understand exactly if the dancer, she is a good dancer, perfect dancer or not. And this type of dance, it is the main gate for oriental dancing and or belly dancing. So for this reason, we have to know exactly how we can perform it on a stage and how we can do it, give it its place, as I'm always say. If we go back again and watch all these videos I shared, especially for Baladi dance from the dancers, immediately you will find that big difference between the European dancers or the foreign dancers and the Egyptian dancers. There is a main point. We always say that when the Egyptian dancers perform this type of dance, there is a spirit or something looks like a soul inside dance, feeling inside dance. Why we say something like that? It is because we do it or we perform it from our heart, like this way. Of course, most of dancers everywhere, all over the world, they dancing with their hearts, of course, or with their feeling of this type of dance. But the main point of view is when the Egyptian dancer perform it on the stage or front of her friends or whatever, she give it a special part of her soul inside. Why? Because sometimes we say that it comes from our gene, which it is, of course, something not the same as I'm saying, but this type of dance is very special because, as I told you, it looks like a measurement to know exactly if she is a good dancer or not, because this type of dance has a lot of ways to perform, but it looks like, as I'm saying, Egyptian erotic dance. Why I said something like that? Because this type of dance can show exactly the inner feeling of the dancer, and when she is dancing or when she performs it like this way, she's showing her the beautiful of her body to the others. But we have to know that there is a big difference between a dancer dancing in front of girls or women and the same dancer when she dancing or when she performed this type of performance, this type of dance in front of men. Completely different. In front of women, she will not show them the beauty of her body as much as how she can move in a correct way and how she can explain exactly the music and the song, the lyric. But in front of men, it is the same, yes, also, but she give much more feeling of her body to let people fall in love with her. I mean, men fell in love with her body, with her soul. So this is the big difference. It is exactly also the same with foreign dancers and same as Egyptian dancers too. The main point is the foreign dancers are using much more technique in dance. Technique is very important, of course, for understanding our dance and how we can move in front of the people on the stage. But the most important point is in Egyptian way with the Egyptian dancers, they didn't use much more technique. This is the most important point. With the foreigners, it is very beautiful when I see them, when I watch at them, of course, very beautiful to show me the power of their bodies while dancing or while moving on the stage. But the most important point is they lost the soul of dance when they concentrate or focusing much more, when they focusing much more on the dance step and the technique of dance step. If we go back again to the beautiful dancers, I mean Egyptian beautiful dancers, I shared them with you. Immediately you will find, especially with Faraula or Hindiya, very quickly you will catch the soul when they're going to dance or when they're going to perform this performance in front of you. Why? Because they didn't use much more technique. I'm not against technique, but I'm against losing soul in dance, our spirit in dance. This is exactly the big difference between both. I mean foreigners and Egyptians. Of course, in Egypt, we know exactly the way of moving, and sometimes we using also the way of moving on the musical instruments. So we understand the music and we know exactly this type of musical instruments. I have to do this type of movement, and the other one I have to change to another one, and so on and so on. Sometimes I'm jumping from the drum solo or drum darabuka, tabla, yeah, to the lyric, or sometimes I'm jumping also again onto the music. So there are a big difference between both, and how can I move, how can I use this and that, something like this. This is very important also to understand the Baladi dance when I'm going to perform it. The most important point also, I have to understand the lyric, and I have to know exactly how can I translate the lyric through my body or using my body. Also the music, the same, also the music. With tabla, with darabuka, it is very easy for every one of us can move on to the darabuka, and how can I do this and that. This is very easy, but with the music, it is completely different and little bit complicated, because I have to know exactly the way the musician play, I mean the tone, of course, and how he do it like that. And on the other hand, also the singer, and when he play with his word, how can I move to the word, the tone of the word, to explain exactly, yes, also the meaning behind. This is another point we have to keep in mind when we're going to play or to perform the Baladi dance. I will not tell you about the meaning of Baladi and something like that, because all of you know exactly what is the meaning of this word, but I want you to understand the meaning, the deep meaning of Baladi. Baladi is the root of dance in Egypt. If I want to be a good dancer, I mean oriental dancer or belly dancer, I have to go through the gate of Baladi dance. I have to understand my body. I have to know exactly the way my body can tell, can say the story. In Baladi dance, there is only a very easy story, which it is either the power of my body or the power of my body with the beautiful parts of my body, and how can I show the audience these main points, the power of my body and the beauty of my body. This is very important in Baladi dance. In Baladi dance, I'm not telling you that I have this power and I have to move like this way and that. I see a lot of dancers, they dancing very strong and very hard to show you the way of the dance step and something like this way. It is not Baladi dance. Baladi dance is smooth way of movements, and how can I move looks like a feather with the on air. You understand? It is something like this. It is the way of my spirit can, or my soul can go outside, and I spread my feeling to the audience to let them be with me in this way, to let them dream exactly how I move, the beauty of the music, the meaning behind the word. This is very important points we have to keep in mind when we're going to create our choreography. These points I love very much to watch the Egyptian dancers when they're going to perform on the stage. And if I want to understand the technique, I'm going to look to watching the foreigners, how they can use the technique on the stage while they're performing this type of dance. I mean Baladi dance. So these points are very important, as I told you, and of course I would like to hear your opinion about them. And if this is the first time watching this video, or this is the first time visiting the channel, make sure to subscribe to my channel and give a thumb to me. And of course, I will be waiting for your comments. Thank you very much, and see you in my next video.